we hear a totally different narrative from the investment and philanthropic worlds on education. We hear positivity, we hear it's not difficult and complex, it's measurable, it's doable, and there's a real kind of excitement around the question of investing in education. So I think that's that difference in perspective when you look at the kind of aid and public sector government world. There is this kind of more negativity and around the language, that education is something that takes a long time, and it's really complicated. I think that's something that when we explore the spectrum of capital, and I think that's where our IEFG is a community of 100 different foundations, many of which are the kind of immediate come to mind traditional grant makers, some of which are unrestricted entirely, some of which are more restricted. But then there is this bucket, and I would say a growing bucket, that are trying different financing models. And it's not just, some of them are at the end of impact investing, some of them are social impact bonds or development impact bonds. There's one of them who's doing some really interesting stuff around like conscious asset management. There's a whole suite of tools, of financing tools, and a lot of it is blended finance. I think even for those who are interested, some of them are investing in some of these vehicles, setting up now, the IFEDs and the GPE multiplier and others. I think where we are at the moment is still coming down to the reality that philanthropy is still picking up the slack for some of the payments that governments and schools can't make. And so philanthropy's role at the moment still is a sort of quasi, it is the bridge, Sandeep, as you said. There is a kind of, where schools and governments can't afford it, philanthropy is there to kind of step in and provide that, pick up the risk, basically.